think there's people home. Jester, there's people home? Hey dragonlings, welcome back to my channel. If you've been curious about why I haven't posted a video, I just haven't been, and we're gonna get into that. I have still been around because I've still been doing live streams of various different kinds of live streams, and I've been joining in the chat of other live streams, and I've been around. I just haven't been posting videos or vlogs. And the reason for that is quite simple. It's the fact that if you've watched my more recent vlogs, you'll know that I apologize because there was a popping noise coming up in the background. My mic is going out on my phone. My phone is 5, almost 6 years old now, I think, maybe older, at least that old, because I've had it for as long as it took moving up here, and I think I had it before then. But anyways, so it's 5 years old, and I drop it a lot. I am very bad with technology. Part of it's just because I have slippery butterfinger hands, and I just drop things, but the older I get, the other problem I have is that every once in a while my hand just stops working. My brain and my hand stop communicating with each other, and the brain should be telling the hand to grip, and it just stops gripping. So every once in a while I'll just randomly drop my phone, and while it does have a protective case on it, it does have a screen protector on it, that doesn't protect it from everything, at least not the kind I have. In fact, actually I dropped it earlier today, and it developed a new crack in a very unfortunate spot because it's a touchscreen and it's in a spot I need it to work, unfortunately, and it didn't just damage the screen protector, it went all the way through it and actually cracked the screen itself. So that's fun. I'm going to be eventually replacing my phone. So all that to say is that because of that popping noise on my phone with the mic, I did say, I've had a lot of people who are super sweet, and I love you guys dearly, say that you guys didn't mind the popping noise. However, I have to listen to that popping noise while editing the video, and then watching it to make sure it exported correctly, and then watching it to make sure it uploaded correctly to YouTube. And I had to listen to the popping noise multiple times for every single video, and I did it for like 3. It was something that only developed recently, which tells me my mic has not been going out for very long, which is cool. But it's something that only started like happening recently, but it was very quick to bug me. And it got to me to the point where that last vlog I did, I think that last vlog is about 45 minutes long, 45 minutes to an hour. It's somewhere in that range. And it took me 8 hours to edit that vlog and upload it and make sure everything was correct, because I had to constantly take breaks from it and then come back and edit a little bit and then take a break and then come back and edit a little bit and then come back and back and forth. And I can't do that for every video. I do not have the time to do that for every video. So I made the decision. I was joking around because every once in a while I start looking at vlogging cameras because I see some of these larger channels, and I if they have listed in their description what kind of equipment they're using, I take a look at what kind of equipment they're using, and I'm like, someday I want a vlogging camera that's just like a vlogging camera instead of using my phone. And so I was joking around on one of my live streams, and I found a camera that was really cheap, that was advertised as like a beginner-friendly vlogging camera. And so I was like, oh, it's only like $50. So I put it in my cart with the intention of getting it like in a couple of paydays. I was like, I'm going to get it. My phone's going out. I'm having problems. I'm going to get it, but I can't get it right now. A couple of days later, the girls needed something for 4-H, and we couldn't get it in town. I had to special order it, and I needed it like quick, but we also couldn't drive out of town. We were having problems with the vehicle. The vehicle was actually about to go into the shop to have some work done. So I decided to go ahead and order what I needed. I did the order from my phone, and I wasn't paying attention. Usually I do pay attention, and I'm like, okay, how much am I spending? Blah, 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 blah. The problem is I had forgotten I'd put all those items in my cart. And what I did is I put that vlogging camera in my cart, and I also put an external mic because some cameras have to have an external mic in order to get the audio as well. So I was like, let's be safe than sorry, and just put it all in my cart. But then I forgot it was there. And so I ordered the thing for the girls, and I was just like, add to cart, check out, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't even paying attention. I was just hitting buttons. And then I got the email, and the first line said, your package is on the way containing 3 items. And I was like, what? three-eyed. Oh shit! And I remembered that I had not taken the camera and the mic out of my card. I had the money. That wasn't the problem. I was just waiting until some other bills went through before I ordered the camera on the following payday. So it was good. We had the money. So that wasn't the problem. The problem was that I just forgot it was there, and I ordered it. I was like, well, guys, guess what? I get a camera. I was like, I guess the fates decided that I needed one anyways. So I got the camera, which wasn't a bad thing, and I was like, okay, this is great. I'll be able to play around with it and see if it'll actually work for my needs and do all the things I need to do and test this camera out and be like, give you guys a full review, which I will have a full review coming. I've still got some other settings I want to play around with it first. But I got it, and then I realized it uses a micro SD card. Not a big deal, except for one problem. My desktop computer does not have a way to read an SD card, micro or otherwise. My laptop doesn't have a way to read a SD card, micro or otherwise. My husband's computer doesn't have a way to read a micro SD card or an SD card. My tablet does not have a way to read a micro SD card or an SD card. So even if I did film, I didn't have a way to transfer the files from the camera to my computer. So no problem, ordered a SD card reader with a micro SD card reader and regular SD card reader just in case. And I was like, okay, cool. And what I should have done was played around. About the time that I got the camera was right around the same time that my final video that I had already like pre-scheduled, preset, that went live. And I was like, cool, this came just in time. I'll be able to record videos. I'll be able to upload them. No one will know that I disappeared. Y'all noticed I disappeared because I didn't have a way to transfer files. But rather than filming anything with the new camera and playing around with settings, I just let it sit until I got the SD card reader because I'm an idiot. Plus, I got busy. That being said, I did get the mic. It turns out the video camera did not need a mic. It did not need the external mic, which was cool. Could it use it? Yes. Did it need it? No. But I'm very happy it didn't need it because I plugged it up to the phone, and that's actually how I'm recording this video. The external mic is sitting on my tablet right now, and I am chatting with you guys using the external mic, and the quality of that has been chef's kiss. So that is my solution for now. I'm going to have more videos coming hopefully soon, and they are going to be filmed using my phone still with the external mic. It means putting together a couple extra gadgets, but I already have to take off my phone case whenever I film using my tripod, so that doesn't bother me too much. This phone case does not really work well with the tripods. None of the tripods I have. So, and I've got a couple. So yeah, that's where I've been. That's what's happening. I am behind on videos. I have written down a list of videos that I want to film between now and October, because in October I am going on a trip to North Carolina for my sister's wedding, and we'll be gone for like 2 weeks. And I want to make sure that I've got video content still going live at that point. And then when we get back from the trip, I will only have like a couple weeks before I am gone again for a full month of hiatus, because I have decided I am taking all of December off except for 1 or 2 live streams. They won't even be writing related. They'll be reading related and planning related. So I'm taking all of December off for that. And I'm possibly taking all of January off too. Like, I've got videos I need to pre-record before I go on an official hiatus in December, possibly January of 2026. So that is what's going on. So you shall be seeing more videos from me in the future very soon. This was just supposed to be like a quick chatty update to tell you what's been going on and why. I've got a lot of videos to film. I think I have 19 planned between now and December, and then I have a whole slew of December videos planned because I wanted to have those pre-recorded and ready to ready to go live, because I wanted to do like a daily vlog thing in December. I've got ideas and I'm still working out the kinks of those ideas, but for the most part they're planned, they're ready to go. Like, I know the general gist of what's happening in them. It's more like the logistics of how that's actually going to work. I will probably be filming like an intro and outro clip that are the same for every single vlog. It's the meat of the video that will change on a daily basis, but we'll see. That's what I'm working with so far. That's where we're at. That's what we're doing. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Lots of things have happened, and you'll hear all about it soon with a June wrap up and then a July wrap up. And those will be my next 2 videos before we start getting to like different videos. I have lots of book related videos coming up, writing related videos coming up. So yeah, keep an eye out. Lots of things coming in the near future, and yeah, I'm glad to be back. I hope you guys are happy to see me again, because I missed you guys. I missed doing videos. I actually just spent like an hour answering a bunch of comments from the past month, because I have been neglecting that too. There's so many things I've been neglecting. We're not going to talk about it. Anyways, I just wanted to do this basically quick update to kind of keep you all on the loop of what's going on. And the next bit of footage you'll see will be all of the clips I've taken with that new vlogging camera, so you can see what I'm talking about as far as like the audio versus video quality goes. So, okay. So, hi dragonlings. First real time using this new video camera. And I have to say that if I'm going to base it on the viewfinder and the images I see in the viewfinder, the quality is not quite as good as like my phone camera, but it's okay. Like for like a beginner camera, it's probably perfect for someone who is just learning how to use a camera and what they want to do, and if they don't have the money to buy a more expensive camera. But when I go to edit this, that's when we'll see when the true image and how it looks is. So it may be better than the viewfinder is showing me. We shall see. This is my first real time using it, and I'm still playing around with settings and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, and I'll figure it out as I go, but I figured I'd just come up here and do like a quick update just to say that I'm basically still alive and that I am figuring things out slowly but surely. Okay, we're just going to try this and see how it works. If I go by what I'm seeing in the viewfinder, the quality of this video is definitely not going to be as good as what's on my phone. However, that could be the viewfinder. I will know for certain how good the quality is when I get this over on my computer versus the camera. But we're testing this out. It was a cheap camera. It was like, I think if I had paid full price for it, it would have been about $80, so less than $100. And you know what? A lesser good quality video for a cheaper camera is not terrible, especially if like you're just starting doing videos and stuff. And it's been so long since I've had a video camera to do videos with that this will be good for me just to get practice on, and then I can also let my kids use it to get practice with so they can do video stuff or pictures and photography. And even my husband was like, when I was telling him that I may not keep this camera forever, I may not like it because of the quality of videos, even he was like, can I have it? And I was like, no. No, you cannot, but you can use it. Like, it's something that the entire family will be able to use, even if it doesn't produce the kind of quality that I am looking for with my videos, the kind of quality I've gotten using my phone. It is very possible that this will not be a good camera for taking video, which is fine. And we'll just have to see. I am going to go ahead and continue using it in various locations at my work. Currently right now I'm in the laundry room, the dryer's going. I don't know how the audio quality is. I do have an external mic. If this video doesn't have the quality I want, I will just use the external mic with my phone and see how that works. Like, I'm going to be playing with a whole bunch of things over the next few weeks. I have not set any of the settings on this video camera, so we're just using straight basic whatever is already installed kind of settings. I wanted to play around with the settings and different things, and as I record different clips in different locations with the different lightings, we'll see how the videos turn out. Like on the viewfinder, I look extremely red, but I don't know if it's just because I just sat down after doing a bunch of running around like a chicken with his head cut off, or if it's reflecting off my shirt, or if it's the lighting in here. Like, it could be a combination of the three, honestly. I am also noticing, outside of video related stuff, just looking straight in a mirror, that where I got sunburned earlier this year, like I am still, this is a month ago. Like, I got sunburned a month ago, and I'm still, usually what happens is I burn and I turn tan, and that did not happen this time. I am still very red from when I got sunburned, which tells me everything I wanted to know and more. So I'm no longer getting to the point where if I get burned a couple days later, I am tanned. So that's not how my body works anymore. It's just the sign of getting older, I guess. I don't know. But so, like, it could just be that my skin is just red. I should have prepared for that, because my mom does the same thing. She now gets to the point where if she gets sunburned, she does not go back to being pale until wintertime, nor does she get tanned like she used to as a child. Now she gets red and just stays red. So, yay, something I inherited from my mom. Cool. It's better than my dad, who gets burnt, like boils kind of burnt. Welcome to the Finnish side of the family. So, like, I can't complain too much. That's what happens to one of my two sisters. She inherited the ginger gene and from the Finnish side of the family, and yeah, they burn, and they burn badly. I am not quite to that point yet. I was playing with the lens cover. So, but yeah, just testing this camera, seeing how everything works. I'm going to continue filming in a couple different locations and seeing how the lighting is here at work, because that's where I've been doing most of my vlogging. Whether I continue doing vlogging at work with this camera, questionable. Okay, so we've already established that I do not know if this footage is going to turn out okay. Here's hoping for the best, though. But I kind of want to do a sit-down chatty vlog, but I want to know how this footage is. I need to get this footage off. So I am just trying this again. I have no idea if this is going to work. I changed one of the settings on my camera, and we are going to test that this footage works. And if this footage works, I know what settings I'm supposed to use on my camera. I do need to add the dates in, because the camera is not saving dates like my phone does. And that is going to make it a little difficult to figure out when I filmed what footage when I go to edit vlogs and put them together. So we got to change that too. But yeah, it looks like the camera will work. I will have a couple of clips in this first vlog that are like, not the greatest, but we're figuring it out. We're getting there, and I think this vlogging camera will actually work. But we'll see. Let me edit some more things and put this footage together and see what we get working with. See what we're working with. Okay, two things I'm going to need to do. The first is that I'm going to need to get a tripod. And I think when I'm filming in here, at least, I'm going to need some kind of ring light. We'll have to play around with some options for ring lights, because I don't know what I have. And I do have tripods, but most of them were made for phones, not a camera. So I've got to play around with those too and see if I've got any that'll work with this camera. I have changed the setting. I set the date. Now I'm going to transfer the footage over to my computer to see what the visual looks like, the audio sounds like, and then see what the save file names are like, because I'm so used to, with my phone, the save files has the date attached. So it's very easy for me to see what clips go with what dates. And if it turns out with this vlogging camera it's not going to put dates on it, now that I've set the date on the camera, then I need to start at the beginning of each clip saying what day it is. Not necessarily what time it is, but at least what day it is, so that when I go to edit clips together, I can see what date it is. So just something to think about. But yeah, let me transfer this footage over and see what it looks like, and we'll go from there.
Generation rodeo announcer, and let me tell you, it's a true privilege to be here with all of you in the heart of cowboy country. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're not just talking any rodeo stock tonight. Our stock contractor, Jacob's Livestock Rodeo, has hauled in a pen full of the rankest bulls, wildest broncs, and elite roping cattle you will see anywhere on the Northern Rodeo Association Trail. These animals are powerful, unpredictable, and bred to buck. And the competitors? Oh, they're not just riders, they're warriors. Men, women, and juniors who've been burning up the highways all summer long, chasing money, chasing glory, and chasing a shot at that new West Builders NRA Finals Rodeo in Kalispell, Montana. They're battle tested, they're hungry for gold, and tonight they're ready to throw down an ultimate showdown of man versus beast. So grab your seats, hold on to your hats, and get loud, Shelby, because the Marias River Stampede begins now.
Just a final quick update before we round off this week, because today it's technically Friday, it's my Thursday. But basically what I'm doing now is what I'm going to be working on for the rest of the weekend. So I'm just going to use this as a rounding up clip and start afresh next week. So what have I been working on this week other than like video editing? Because I have been video editing and playing around with clips still and all of the things. As far as story stuff goes, I finished my master list. I've been working on the past couple weeks, and I have a video coming about that soon-ish. It's on my list of videos to do, so it will be happening. But doing the Q&A with everyone, the 10-year anniversary Q&A, which I can link below if you're interested in watching that, I had ideas for other videos that I want to like expand upon my answers and do like actual sit down videos about. So I've been thinking some about those to add to my list, and they'll probably be on my list for next year versus this year. But the other thing I've been doing is that I have been trying to figure out what I want to work on in August. So August is the All Words August, which is hosted by Mama Maggie, and I am aiming for 80,000 words. I'll leave a link in the description for anyone who wants more information about the All Words August, but I'm aiming for 80,000 words, and there are a few projects I can work on, some I know I want to work on, and some I might be just, All Words August for me might just be like all the Lords without like aiming towards one particular project. And the reason for that is because like the two projects that I know I want to work on are the first two stories in the Sultry Solstices short story series. Presumed Dead was originally in an anthology, and then I added 2 chapters from the male love interest point of view. The first and last chapter are in his point of view, and then I continued that with the rest of the stories, or at least that's my plan with the rest of the stories. And then I wrote the second story, and it's done just like the first story is, but with both stories I'm not quite happy with the last chapter of either one. And the second story is actually closer, because what I realized is that there was 2 things I was trying to accomplish with those final chapters. Is I was trying to wrap up the story itself, but I was also trying to entice readers to go on to the next story. And I've almost succeeded at that in the second story. There is something that happens in that story that's almost like a cliffhanger and will entice readers to possibly read the next one. Whereas the first one, all it does is wrap up the story. It doesn't really entice readers to go on to the second one. So I want to tweak that one to entice readers to go on to the second one. And I think what I have to do, I was watching a vlog from Andrea, and she was talking about the fact that she thinks she would have to scrap the entire chapter and rewrite the entire thing. And what I remembered is that I've been editing and tweaking this final chapter without actually rewriting anything. And so I think that's what I need to do, is I just need to delete the entire chapter and just start afresh with some new ideas. So that's what I think I need to do. And that'll wrap up those 2 stories. And so I'm hoping to do those 2 stories in August and wrap them up. So that's going to be about 4,000 words right there, roughly, because each chapter is anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 words. So yeah, and then I'm hoping to also get the third story in that series done, because what I would like to eventually do is there's 7 stories total in that particular series, and I would like all 7 to be written before the end of the year. Preferably I would like them all written before October 2020. October 15th. Like, I would like the first draft of all of them written before October 15th. So if I can knock out those first two and finalize those and get those where I want them, I really think the rest of the stories will flow a lot easier, because while I don't have as many ideas, I will have a better idea of like what I'm going for as far as like each of the stories go. I do have a general idea of each of those stories. Like, I know the rough plan for those stories. Now it's just a matter of like getting the ideas down on paper and actually writing them out. So that's my plan there. Those are projects I want to work on. Whether I work on all of them during August, probably not. I think I would like to finish those first two definitely, and maybe 1 to 2 more, and then finish the last 3 to 4 in September. That's the current goal. Because I would like to get to the point where in October, in November, when I come back from my North Carolina trip, what I in theory would love to have happen is that I just have to edit all 7 of them and get them ready for publication. Like, when I leave in October, I would like to be able to start sending them to beta readers and being like, hey, here's the 7 stories. Let me know what you think. Thoughts, anything you want to tell me. And I'll probably have a list of questions, but it's been so long since I've used beta readers versus an editor, I don't know what questions to ask. So, like, I've got to watch a few videos about that and get together a forum to do for the stories. So, yeah, that's where I currently sit. I've got some other projects I need to look at and see what I'll be adding to my list. And I'll come back with an update once I've had that list together. I don't know why I filmed this clip before I had that list together. Those were just the first thoughts that came to my head. But yeah, I'm going to finish this list and I'll come back and tell you what the other projects are that I'm possibly going to be working on in August and switching between. Because let's face it, I'm probably not going to work on any one project all the way through. Like, if I was smart, I would work on nothing but Sultry Solstices until I finished it and then work on another project. But am I going to do that? Probably not. No, because I have yet to do that. So let's see what we're going to get into. So apologies for the weird angle, but I was editing the vlog that I'm trying to edit and upload, and I realized that I never did finish telling you about the projects that I want to work on in August. There is 13 total, technically. 7 of them are all the same series. So I mentioned Presumed Dead and Imagined Overdue, which are the first 2 stories in the Sultry Solstices series. And I told you about what I wanted to work on with them. But I also put the rest of the series on that list. So I've got Isolated Tranquil, Burn Cold, Protected Alone, Trusted False, and Granted Existent. Like, those I add to that list. So that's 7. And then the rest of them, I've got some fun projects that I think would be a lot of fun to work on, balancing with some harder hitting topic projects because of honestly what's going on in the world today and how fucked up it is. So let's start with those 2 first. There's 2 that are going to be a little harder to write, and I'm probably going to have to work on them in pieces and basically go until it's uncomfortable and then step away, give myself a breather with something more fun, and then come back to it until it happens all over again. And those 2 projects are Blood Like Stained Glass, which, if you have been around for a while, you've heard me mention that one before. It is a paranormal romance. It is my newsletter subscriber story, where I was sending a chapter out to newsletter subscribers every month. I have not sent a newsletter out in forever, and part of the reason I haven't is because I keep promising to make sure I've got chapters with every newsletter, and I haven't been writing it. But it's difficult to write that one because I got the idea for it in 2020, actually, around the same time as yes, okay. I had to double check to make sure I had my information correct. So I came up with the idea of that one in 2020 after a while later after George Floyd's death, after he was killed. And the reason this story will be hard is because it is about a teenage dragon slayer who comes from a long line of dragon slayers. She can trace her lineage all the way back to St. George. And she's a teenager. She is next in line to become a dragon slayer. But she likes this guy in high school. Not high school, college. They're in college. And he may be a dragon. But this story deals with racism, it deals with lynching, and it deals with police brutality because her family, obviously, it's modern day, but they hide the fact that the dragon slayers, and dragon slayers can hide in human form. So no one knows that she's a dragon slayer. And her family actually is mostly made up of cops. Her dad, before he died, was a cop, and her sister is now a cop, and she is expected to step into the role and become a cop as well as become a dragon slayer. So, like, there's the family history there of everyone has been a cop, and there's also the fact that the guy she likes is black and deaf. So all of that comes into factors, and that does make it a little bit harder to write because that's a hard topic no matter what. Yeah. But the other project that is going to be hard to write, and that's more like current issues. If you live in the US, you know what I'm talking about. That one I have, it's called Assassin Romance, and it's just a code name for it because I have no title for it. I don't even know if I really want to write this. I just know I am brimming with ideas for it. And so what that one deals with is the fact that it's a dystopian fantasy that deals with monsters, but also it takes place in a world where women have absolutely no rights. And as much as I hate to say this because this is gross and it makes my skin crawl, women are treated like broodmares. They are meant to give birth to the next generation, and that's all they're good for, technically speaking, in this particular world. So yeah, if you live in the US, you know what the fuck I'm talking about and how close to home that is, because we lost the right for abortions when they overturned Roe versus Wade. And now they've passed those stupid laws for voting as far as like making sure that your name on your ID matches your birth certificate, which guess what? Mine doesn't because I'm married and a marriage license supposedly qualify you, but we'll see with next voting because something tells me they'll suddenly not. And it will literally be if your birth certificate and your ID don't match, you are not allowed to vote. That's not a topic. Basically, women are slowly losing their rights. We're going back to the 70s, 60s, blah, 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 further back. I don't remember. I am bad with dates just as bad as I am with names, but that's not the point. The point is that story, as much as I am being hit with all these ideas, I'm being hit with all these ideas because it's legitimately happening right now in the US. And it's a crock of shit. But because of the fact that it's so close to home, that one's gonna be hard to write. So I needed some fun projects to like counterbalance it. And so some of my fun projects are Howling Good Time and Unlikely Mate. Both of these are paranormal romances. Both of these deal with werewolves. Howling Good Time is about a woman who is raising her niece and nephew for her brother and sister while they're not her brother and her sister-in-law while they are getting a divorce. Like, she is raising the nieces and nephews because it is ugly. It's an ugly divorce. They are at each other's throats kind of thing. But she does this fun run, and while in the fun run, the zombie run, a guy dressed in a werewolf mask jumps out and tries to scare her, and she pats him on the head and tells him he's a good boy. And he's actually a werewolf. So that's going to be a lot of fun to write. I'm super excited about it. I have written a little bit, I just haven't finished it. And the way I was writing it originally was more like contemporary romance. It was legit just a man dressed in a mask. Whereas now I was like, ooh, let's put a paranormal romance spin on it. And he is a werewolf. Yes, let's do it. So there's that one. And then Unlikely Mate. She is in town. What am I saying? She lives in town. He is in town for his best friend's wedding. His best friend is getting married to like high school sweetheart. And the girl he secretly had a crush on since they were like high school, all his life, but since they were in high school mainly, is his best friend's sister. And of course, because it's the best friend's sister, forbidden romance kind of thing there. But also, he's a werewolf and he's never told either one of them. He's never told his best friend or his sister. The best friend's sister, not his sister. I am mad at you. Nope. That is not yours. I know you took my plate off my desk earlier. That's mine. You can't have. You take your ball. Sorry, Ogre, I came in and found my empty plate. Luckily it was empty on the floor. But Ogre's not supposed to touch stuff on the desk. The desk is out of bounds, and yet he keeps doing it. And he keeps doing it while I'm not here. So it's just fucking annoying. Anyways, so unlikely mate. He's never told his best friend or the best friend's sister that he is a werewolf. He has secretly had a crush on the best friend's sister for years. And of course, she has also had a crush on him for years. And she works in an animal shelter. And one day, this dog comes in. That's not a dog. It's a werewolf. And he's stuck in his werewolf form. He has no idea why he is stuck in his werewolf form. They're like days away from the wedding. Like, chef's kiss, beautiful. I don't even know what's going to happen from there. But it's going to be so much fun to write. And I'm super excited about that. So I've got those two fun projects to counterbalance the not so fun projects. And then the last two projects that I have on my list are, one's a newer idea and one is one I just need to fucking finish. And the one I just need to fucking finish is a buck short. I have been working on this one for over a year. Over a year. Originally it was supposed to be a short story. Then it became a novella. And it's not trying to become a novel because I've got the entire story contained. I just have not been happy with how it's going. And I've restarted it, written it, restarted it, written it, restarted, written it. 4 or 5 times now? 4 or 5 times. And I'm still not satisfied with it, but I need to get to the fucking end. I just need to write the ending. I just need to write it start to finish, all the way through, and just let it be. It would make it so much easier. I have yet to reach the end of it. I keep starting over. I get really close and then I start over. But I have written enough words on it, because of the way I have been rewriting it without like copying and pasting any of the previous words. I have written enough on it that it could have easily been a 100K story so far. Is it? No. Could have been? Yes. It's time to finish it. And then the last project that I have that I possibly want to work on, I got the idea for it a couple of days before I got the idea for the assassin romance one. And its code name is Abomination. But again, it's because I don't have a title for it. When it has a title, I'll call it something else. But that one's about a woman who is half vampire, half werewolf. Her mom recently passed away, and she has inherited her mom's ranch. And when she moves into the ranch, she's never been to the ranch her entire life. Her mom moved away from the ranch before she was born, and so she is an adult woman, and she's never been to this ranch. But after her mother's death, she finds out she's inherited this ranch. So she goes there, and she meets the neighbors, and they are werewolves. And unfortunately, not the reason her mom left, but while her mom was living on the ranch, the werewolves were basically her prisoner. And so they are very wary about the daughter of the woman who kept them prisoners and slaves. So she's got to prove that she's not there to harm them. She's got to prove that she is more than what her mother was. And at the same time, she's learning more about her own heritage and where the werewolf half comes from. So again, that one's got some bordering on some not so good topics. So that one's going to be another one I'll possibly have to like balance out with a feel good one. But my hope for August is just to basically go through all of these projects. I would like, my main focus will always be the sultry solstices, because those are the ones I know I want to publish next year, as well as a buck short. So those, technically speaking, should be like my full focus. But let's be real, I'll probably work on a little bit of sultry solstices, followed by a little bit of another project, followed by a little bit of sultry solstices, followed by, you get the point. It's going to go back and forth. So I wanted to make sure I had a healthy pool of projects to choose from. But the other thing is, whatever I don't finish in August, whatever, if I reach 80K, or even if I don't reach 80K, but let's be real, I'm going to reach 80K. I'm determined. Even if I don't finish, or if I've got extra projects at the end of August, those can roll over into September for 100K September. My low-key goal for August is to write 100K. 80K is what I'm aiming for. But I would love it, especially with how many projects I have that I can flip-flop between. I would love to get 100K in August. It's only 20K more than what I'm already aiming for. No big deal. How am I going to do that? Well, I want to do some 10K days. I would love to do either a 10K Saturday here or there, or I'm thinking about doing like a 15K weekend kind of thing where it's across the 2 days. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. I just know that I want to do all of the words. It's all the words August. So I want to get as many words as I can in these projects. I want to start being able to treat them like first drafts. I've been having trouble just getting through projects because, again, like with a buck short, I keep getting to a point and starting over and doing that multiple times. I want to get to the point where I just write a story, start to finish, and just write the damn thing, the whole thing, all the way through, without going back, without editing it, without second guessing myself, without doing all that. And I used to be able to do that, and lately it feels like I can't. And so, like, I'm doing a lot of rewriting, as evidenced by A Buck Short and Presumed Dead and Imagined Overdue. My goal is to actually get these projects start to finish done. That's all I want. That's all I want. So yeah, that's the goal. Anyways, this clip is long enough. This vlog is long enough. I think I've kept you long enough. I will start with a new vlog next week. Yes, next week. Next Monday. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. Now you know what I'm doing in August. I'll have a further video out with more information later. But yeah, that's what I've been working on this week. I have my handy dandy junk notebook, my new one, because I just started a new one. And I have 3 pages where I was talking about what I need to do for these different projects in order to get them rolling. So yeah. But now you know what the projects I could be working on. There's 13 of them. 7 are short stories. 1 is definitely a novella. And honestly, the other ones that are not short stories will probably be either novellas or short novels. Because I don't do very long novels. My longest novel is 80,000 words. And my next longest novel after that is like 72,000. And those are literally the only 2. Everything else is like 60K and below. So I write short novels. So if these are novels, they'll be short too. We'll see. I'm not going to get anything finished in August other than possibly the sultry solstices. So that's what I'm working on. All right. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to finish eating my pizza because it is delicious looking and I'm hungry and I need to go to bed. So yeah, it's Friday. I have work tonight. So I need to go to bed. But I wanted to do this clip before I forgot because I want it edited and uploaded. Alright, I need to go. Anyways, thank you all, and I will see you all in the next vlog or video, whichever one comes first. Bye, dragonlings. Bye.